quick update on the Honda Ruckus, on our E-Ruck. Chapo Cameo. We've made a lot of progress in the last month, or actually like month and a half. Now this all started as a kind of inspiration from T5K Motorsports, and then Honda Zoomel on Instagram. Probably go check them out. They got really good stuff. I mean, they're clean. Their builds are super clean. And if you see the acceleration video on Honda Zoomels, it's insane. We kind of got into this with the Super 73s first. I got one, and I got another, and I got them all. And now we have this Sur-Ron or Segway. I mean, just kind of got bit by the e-bug. Prior to all this, I was definitely a hater of electricity. Electric cars, electric bikes, any of that. Was not about it. But you know, messing with the Super 73s and you know, just having something new to learn, it's been really fun. When we started this, we kind of just got this motor off AliExpress and the controller. So our controller is under here. And then there's the motor, and I forget the specs. I'm not a pro at this stuff, but I think it was like 4,000 kilowatt motor. I was talking to T5K Motorsports.
It's not my name.
He's saying he's pulling like 10 to 12,000 kilowatts out of this motor, that they underrate it just to ship it into the States. I mean, it's going to be one of those things that we find out once we get it wired up. First steps, when we got it, we're just mocking it up on this bench with some blocks under it, under the motor. Mocked up the wheel and just gonna get some general dimensions and start you know, working at the design from there. I'll throw up a picture of how that started. And then we 3D printed these brackets, first hanger, and then we 3D printed this guy and kind of bolted it up and just water jet these side plates just to kind of get the length, mock up. You know, those are gonna be a lot thicker obviously when they're done. The rear hubs off of our Honda Grom damper hubs. Right now it has a 6-inch hub, so it's the wrong one, but it's just to kind of get a mock-up. As you can see, it has a gap between this pulley we printed out. After we printed these two, we printed out this pulley. So it's kind of fun learning everything about the pulleys. It's a 8MT style belt and pulley. So here's a belt. This one's a little bit short. We have to order another one. And they also ordered this harness from AliExpress. We're gonna have to like chop it down, but I just got it so I know how all the wiring works, kind of a plug and play thing. Once we figure that all out, we'll make our own harness. The battery, it's gonna go in this tray. So Brick Lithium, Frank at Brick Lithium, he's building the battery for us. We're talking to him and he's saying that we should get like 30 to 40 miles with aggressive driving in 100 miles range. You know, conservatively driving around town. If we see, I don't know, 60% of those numbers, I think we'll be pretty happy. We're doing this, which is kind of fun. Putting this Tesla charger on there. It's gonna plug in here. It'll charge the battery, but we cannot use an actual real Tesla charger. We're gonna just kind of splice this into a regular charger. It's just more for show. I know a lot of guys ask if we can get a Tesla charger and just plug it in, which would be nice, but maybe down the road, see if we can get somebody to figure that out. But for now, it's just for show. We got this new carbon box from, I forget his name. I'll have to link it. Super sweet. Look at that.
First thing I do is I say, would you look at this?
We might throw some kind of like green on there to kind of separate it so it doesn't look so black. And then we have our custom seat pan. Kind of see I doodle some stuff on there. I'll drop a photo of the actual finished one, the way it's going to be. And then we mounted the controller in the bottom. So the motor cable still reach. Center shock mount, fancy bolt. So the goal with this is just make it all plug and play. No cutting, welding, splicing. And some of the challenges are right now. So right now we have this 12mm axle. We're gonna have to probably jump that up to a 14 or so. Just is not wide enough. Like you can see, it's barely grabbing any threads in here. So we'll have to make a custom hub for that. We might keep the front drum brakes, even though it's gonna be hauling ass. We're gonna be using a lot of regen braking from the motor. I don't know how strong that's gonna be. On my Sur-Ron, it's not that strong, but on the Tesla, it's really strong that you don't even have to use a regular brake. So hopefully we can use a lot of regen braking. We're just gonna keep our front drum brake. We recently just designed this little bracket so you can use our RGS shocks with our drum brake setup. Here's some more of that Chinese stuff. Like I said, this is all gonna go, but for now it's just to make sure it functions and it works. And like so far, the motor The controller, the wiring harness, they're about $1,000 shipped to our door. But the expensive stuff comes in with the battery from Brick Lithium. My guess is about $2,000 on the battery. And then all the expensive stuff comes in when we start, you know, machining all this stuff out of solid chunks of aluminum. Especially this guy right here. This is gonna be a labor intensive piece. It's just a super big chunk of aluminum. Lots of machining, maybe 4 setups, 2 on a lathe, 2 on the mill. These are gonna be probably 2 setups a piece for the left and right. The shock mount, I think it has 3 or 4 setups, 5 including the clamp. So lots of machining. We gotta machine out these little swivel brackets for the seat frame. But yeah, that's kind of the update. Right now, we're just waiting on the battery so we can kind of bench test it, make sure everything works. And we'll machine out or water jet cut the real seat and send it out to a real bender so we don't have to do these slick cuts. So just solid bend. After that, we're gonna order the right belt. We're gonna throw a roller tensioner in here. So this is just solid fixed axle. I'm not a fan of the adjustable axles in the back. I don't know, just not a fan of it. So we're gonna have like a cam roller right here so we can put some tension on the belt, lock it up, ready to go. You don't have to be sliding the wheel back or anything crazy like that. And yeah, once we get all these pieces machined out, you know, we have a lot of people asking, hey, are we gonna make a kit? We're gonna sell it? You know, it's hard to say. I don't know enough about it to sell a kit. For all I know, we might fire it up, it might catch on fire and we're back to square one, who knows. But it is possible, we might sell a kit. We might just sell complete bikes. I mean, we were ballparking it around 10 grand. It's a big number, but it has a lot of machining into it, a lot of material, a lot of R&D, the mounts, the wheels, the battery, seat frame, wiring. I mean, it's pretty much a whole bike, but like I said, we'll see. And we're hoping to get about 60 miles an hour. I mean, we can probably gear it down differently for different speeds. If we throw a bigger pulley in the back, you know, pop some wheelies, but we're gonna get lower speed. So it's just a matter of playing with it once we get it rolling. Anyways, that's our update. If you guys want a shop tour, we're kind of closed up shop already. Everyone's out of here except for me and Chapo. If you guys want a shop tour, let me know in the comments. And that's a wrap.